Now this is the front part, and you are just going to do everything exactly as you did the back. And so when you join the two legs together, then you need 20 rows. I have 20 rows, so you cut a little yarn and you go to the middle of the work and cast off 3 at the middle. So that's 0, 1 to the right and 1 to the left. So you cast that off. When you're done with the cast off, you're going to set your machine to holding position, and then you push out the opposite side. After that, you begin to knit 70 more rows. So by the time you're done, you should have a total of 90 rows. Now I have 90 rows. So if your 90 rows fall at the middle, all you have to do is just knit one more row to bring it to the side, okay? And so when you get to the side, you cast off 5, which is the armpit. After casting off 5, then you begin to knit 20 rows. So by the time you get to 20 rows, we are going to shape the round neck. So now I'm at 20, and then I'll cast off 5 for the round neck. Then I knit twice, then I cast off 3. I'm trying to do hand signal. All right, so then you knit twice again, you cast off another 3, and then you knit twice. Now you start reducing 1 until you have reduced 15 needles, okay? So by the time you have reduced 15 needles, you just keep knitting until you have 35 rows, and then you cast off. Now we'll work on the second side. So all you have to do is change your row counter back to row 20, and you set your machine to working position. Now knit across and knit up to 90 rows. If you're at 90, all you have to do is cast off the armpit. Remember, I told you that if your carriage falls at the middle, so for this now, if your carriage falls at the right hand side, all you have to do is knit one more and bring it back to the left hand side, which will carry your armpit. So after removing the armpit, you knit straight up to 20 rows. Now if you have your 20 rows, you begin to shape your armpits exactly the way you shaped the first part, okay, until you are the 15th needle, and then you knit up to 35 rows, and then you cast off the last 20 needles. We want to create the straps. So for the front straps, the first one, you're going to pick 50 needles, and then you need 30 rows and you fold. Remember to cast off with your needle when you're done with that. Now for the second strap, which will have the buttonholes, you pick 50 needles. Now you need 7 rows. After knitting 7 rows, now we go to the 4th needle and we transfer it to the 3rd and the 5th to the 6th. Then you leave about 10 to 12 needles depending on what you want. Then you transfer again, just like that, one to the right, one to the left. When you're done transferring, push back the needles to working position and knit twice. Then we move on to twisting it. So you drop one of the needles, the yarn on one of the needles, and then you twist. You put the second one on it. Drop, then you put the second one on it, just like that. Now after twisting, you need 12 rows. I'm sure we have a comprehensive video on how to make buttonhole straps, so you can refer to that if you are sort of confused. So exactly after knitting 12 rows, at exactly the same place you form the first hole, you can see me trying to trace it, you do the same thing again. Now after twisting, knit 5 rows and then you fold and you cast off. We move to the next strap. You pick 70 needles and you need 20 needles for this. Now we want to create the sleeve. To make the sleeve, you pick 46 needles and you cast on. So we'll need 10 rows, and after 10 rows you form your desired rib style, just like you did for the body. So after making the rib design, you just need 30 more rows, and then you move on to folding it. After folding, now remember to change your row counter and also set your tension, right? So you are going to increase until you have 56 needles, and then the total number of rows you're going for this is 60 rows. So you increase on both sides until you have 56, and then you keep knitting until you have 60 rows. When you get to 60 rows, then you're done with the sleeves. Then don't forget to make 2 of it. Now I have 60 rows. All I need to do is cast off from the machine. And that brings us to the end of how to make a knitted romper. Now all that needs to be knitted has been knitted.